Welcome back to another reaction for Shiboyugi episode 11, the final episode of the season. Let's see how this last fight is going to end. I mean, we know Yuki is going to survive. The question is, are we going to kill the killer or not?
なんで切り株の服を着てるんです。
It feels like she's stuffing the outfit.
ゆったりとした服の方が好きなんだ。あなたはその格好のままで恥ずかしくないの？あ、萌木は特別だよ。迷路で会わなかった？
Why is she special?
死んでました。
Sure. Yeah, she was dead. I didn't kill her. No. She was dead. She ran into my bullet.
さあ。なぜここまで。わかんないかな。ゲームやってたら人を殺す機会ぐらいあるでしょ？
And? That doesn't mean you need to kill.
殺すまで行かなくてもさ。椅子をバーンって蹴飛ばしたことは？
No.
八つ当たりってことですか？すっきりした？その時は。
Again, I never kicked the chair across the room. So to vent your frustration, you are killing people. I feel like we are going to get a backstory to her.
そういうことだよ。そんな八つ当たりでこの人が負けたって言うんですか？見たらわかるでしょ？96回目の最古参ですよ。それが弱かったよ。ろくに動ける体じゃなかったみたいだし。
Just that body. So she also got parts replaced? But for some reason she didn't train? I'm pretty sure we saw a scene where she was training with Yuki.
よく見てみなよ、それ。
Are those shoes? Or did she get handicapped by the organizers? It would make sense.
中身おかしいでしょ？いいだけ稼いだんだからもうやめればよかったのに。なんだろう、中毒だったのかな？
Well, what do you mean something is wrong with her insides? So I guess she was dying? It's not going to end that quick, is it? If I had to guess, I would assume someone else is killing her. Like Moigi. I don't understand. I never had a real gun, only fake guns, and I feel like I wouldn't miss as much. That did not sound like it hit a human. How many shots do you have? Let's say you have 3 shots. Shoot the legs. Give her a couple more. No. Rule number 1. Be like American police. Mag dump. Just in case. If you shoot her leg, she can't move as well, if she's still alive. And if she's dead, who cares? Shoot, 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 shoot. How did you not check if you had bullets? And the next thing you should do is move away? Why are you turning around? You have a gun on your back. Very creepy way of standing up. I see. Interesting. Because it did not sound like it hit flesh or bone. So the question is, why is it armored? Did you lose it before? Did you use the money to reinforce yourself? There are rules? Since when did we have rules? I do not remember a JJK rule episode where you explain the rules. We had an episode where you had a cyborg fighting against you who was more metal than flesh. And now there are rules? Since when? The question is less why would you, the question is more why would the organizers allow that? Because it doesn't make for good entertainment to have someone overpowered. Unless you are like, okay, one person overpowered against 1,000,000 other people. The typical you against 100 children, that could make for something interesting. Maybe. Depending. You have to see where the line is. 100 children, 1,000. Where is it going to become interesting? Where both sides have a chance on winning. But if you have someone OP or armored, no one is going to be able to take her out, right? Again, organizer should be the one who managed that. I mean, it seems to not even matter because she is shit at shooting you at all. You could be in front of her and she would miss. I mean, the biggest problem you have the moment you know she's armored, that she can go for trades. Because you are not armored. So every hit you do on her has a chance to hit an armored part, while every hit she does on you is going to injure you. So the big question was if the murderer is surviving. The problem is because the murderer seems to be always disassembling the one she wins against. So Yuki would then not be alive. You know, she gets the eye of her master. Meaning, theoretically, Yuki should win this fight, or the murderer should die. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Unless, what I assume is going, what could happen is that Moigi appears and is more or less backstabbing her master.
いいね。いきなり首に来るか。いいよ。そこにいるタコよがよっぽどセンスあるよ。喜ぶな。
You just, I mean, it's your blood. You just removed, and now the wound is open again. I do wonder, can you just push it back in? Wouldn't that be possible?
今時バトルジャンキーとか何年だよ。
Now that I think about it, it makes sense that the wound closes quickly through their rug or whatever is responsible for making it into cotton. Just because if the wound clogs up quickly, you can continue fighting and you don't die with a wound or because of a wound, making it more interesting. Because it's all about the spectacle. So having someone heavily injured still fighting makes for a better spectacle.
あなたにだけは言われたくないな。私の何を知ってんだ。
You are still here after 6 wins? I mean...
見ればわかるよ。バレバレだもの。私と同じ。
Questionable. At least I have not seen her disassembling people until now. I may be wrong.
この世界が居心地いいんでしょ。最高だよね。ここは。変なルールは一個もない。
Nonsensical rule. I mean, you need to give us some examples.
気色悪いやつは殺してもいい。好きにやってお咎めがないどころか、時には可愛い女の子が私を慕ってくれる。私たちにはここしかない。ここで死ねたら本望。そう思ってるんでしょ？心の底では。違う。そう言いたかった。けれど、それだけのものを勇気は持っ
Are we going to get a Yuki backstory?
ていなかった。
What is the song? Hey. They have a ending credit? Or is this like a fake out?
心残りは笑えるくらいなかった。
The whole she's dead, she's dying, it's over. Or is this where old Yuki died and new Yuki gets reborn?
お前はなぜゲームをするんだ。知らないよ。もういいだろう。私がどこから来てどこへ行くのか。私は何者なのか。幽霊だよ。この世界に生まれてすらいない。死ぬことすらない。たださまよってこのままどこかへ流れていくだけ。ただこのまま消えるだけ。
Did she let you live? I feel like it would go a little bit against the killer, but this could be a different game. Maybe? Isn't this the first game? It looks like the first game. With all the switches in the room that slowly fills with water. Who? Yuki meet Yuki, I guess. Yes, this is from the first game, right? There's a blue-haired girl who could have survived. What are we doing here? So yes, this is the first episode we saw, which is game 27, if I remember correctly, which is far beyond game 6, 7, or 8, which supposedly this one was. Meaning, how do we have this happening? Did you know each other? Because of the macaroons, right? All the people she remembers, okay.
誰かのためじゃなくてさ、自分のために。
She deserved to live.
ほら、少しぐらい卑怯な方が人として深みが出るよ。そうでしょうか。うん、きっとそうだ。
Are we going through all the characters? Or only the ones you are responsible for? Why are you crying? You killed her. You were like
次で
squish.
30回なんだ。あんなジンクス本気にしてるんです。
Yeah. I definitely remember those sheets.
速やかさんって案外可愛いんですね。桃野さん。ベニヤさん。
Mm.
桃野さん。
But we do remember some more.
桃野さん。ベニヤさん。
I guess fuck's the black-haired girl.
ベニヤさん。お願い。桃野さん。一生のお願い。私、生きてとは言わない。
Oh, okay, never mind.
死なないですよ。別に死にたくないだけですよ。ゲームクリアおめでとうございます。死にたくない。今日は何が食べたいですか？あれ、でもそれでどうして私の名前しおりっていうの？その絨毯みたいにさ、言葉を大切に誰かのために思いを抱えることができる人にもうなってるね。別にダメってことはないと思うけど、自分のこと名前で呼んでるよりはマシだと思う。そりゃそうだな。アズマ、
止めなくていいの？私が勝手に自分で死んでさ、それであいつの使命は果たせるの？
リコ、リコ、ありがとう。
ミシロさん、ミシロさん、ありがとう。
They should have had her a lot more in the story. The whole season should have been around the conflict between these two, not bringing in the murder hobo from left field.
ミシロ、私はあなたと出会えてよかった。
Are you though?
だってあの時の私は誰よりも美しかったもの。あなたもそうではなくて？
私は？
あなたもですよ。
そしてよだかの星は燃え続けました。いつまでもいつまでも燃え続けました。今でもまだ燃えています。今でもまだ燃えています。今でもまだ燃えています。今でもまだ燃えています。
萌木が羨ましかった。
今でもまだ燃えています。
What do you mean?
私は
今でもまだ
ここに
燃え
生きた
ています。
What?
全ての人間が
今でもまだ燃えてい
羨ましかった。
今でもまだ燃えています。今でもまだ燃えています。今でもまだ燃えています。
これは
今でもまだ燃えています。
悪いかれた世界の話。
今でもまだ燃えています。
だけど
今でもまだ燃
これは彼女たちが確かに生きた世界の話。
What are we doing?
私も私だって
泣きすぎだ。さあ、お前はなぜゲームをするんだ？
I don't know. unless there's some big revelation coming soon, I have no idea what the scene is about. Because we are in this big awful game. She got defeated. She's going to get back up. I guess this is a power-up scene where she remembers all the other people and she has this coming of age thing going on, whatever. Most of the people we got introduced to, no, all of them, she never met until this point. This is the first game we saw her in, right? This is a big bad game that the other people talked about, that everyone knows about. A lot of stuff went wrong. And none of the games she was in came before this one. Again, she said this is her 6th or 7th game. How is she remembering the people from the 10th game, from the 27th, from the 30th, the 29? I mean, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, 30th was the best game, right? Pretty sure. How is she remembering all of these people when this is one of the early games for her? Because this is where she gets her resolution to for playing the games. This is where she goes, I want to win 99 games. She takes the goal of her master for her own goal. So all the other games did not appear until this point.
もうわかるよ、お前にも。
I don't know if that is maybe just like, hey, we have the ending, we have credits, we want to showcase all the games that came before. They are not necessarily the ones that are going to push her here. Maybe originally it was the first couple games and characters in that pushed her. And this is more or less the anime rendition of the scene, which just showcases the players from the later games as like a stand-in for her own thoughts, maybe?
私は白石さんの弟子だ。あの人の意志は私が継ぐ。99回のクリアは私が達成する。私はこの世界で生きるんだ。いいよ、おいで。
信じろ。お前は肯定することを覚えるんだ。
え？いつもの否定しろじゃないんですか？
お前が私よりも長く続けたいならだな。
Why would you want to keep playing for longer than 99 games? I wouldn't even want to play for more than 5 games.
私のスタイルにも限界はある。疑うだけではなく、信じることも覚えろ。お前は意外と得意なはずだ。
Again, it's not the tanuki that is special, but the one with the leaf on its head is like a baka tanuki or bakatuki, whatever. So I assume there's like a story where they defeat Thumbs, I guess. But again, I don't really know what the whole flashback was again. Again, it may be just the anime version that just brings back all the characters and not necessarily story related, because it wouldn't make much sense story wise. I guess there's some kind of weapon inside that. Flamethrower.
な気持ちであの人はこれを隠したのか。
If she hit that, why didn't she use it? Right. At the very beginning, she said they assumed there would be something hidden inside, so they destroyed it. But it probably was her master that destroyed it, and whatever was inside, she never told anyone.
花がずっとした。
Oh, she just hit a gun, okay.
胸が熱くなった。
She had 8 shots early on, and she hit 1 on the head, and 1 grazed the cheek. 5, or 6, she totally missed. Now she is like an ace, and she's hitting every shot. Okay, I mean the eye is probably not going to be armored, so understandable. And point blank makes it easier to hit. Okay.
おかえりなさい。 愛してる。 やるかい。
I'm just wondering, is she the one that we had the flashback for last time? That hung to Moigi?
もう5人殺したのでいいです。
That was the rule.
うんざりです。もう金輪際関わりたくないです。
In all these episodes, seemingly one of the only sane people in the whole show?
こんなゲーム。
Maybe the glasses girl?
そうだろうね。 夕方の5時だった。いつもの活動するタイミングではまだなかった。
I see you get to keep the bunny
私は
suit.
考えた。99回を生き延びるのに
How about you don't play 99 games? Then you can survive 99 games by not playing.
私がしなければいけないことは何だろう。
I feel like it should be obvious that the organizers don't want you to win that much.
一つずつ
Or better said, the higher you climb, the bigger the fall the organizers can make happen.
一つずつできることから始めていって、これが最後の一つだった。年齢的には高校生でも通るはずなのだが、
Okay.
なぜかものすごく恥ずかしかった。中学を出てあてもない暮らしを続けているうち、人目が怖くて出歩けなくなっていた。
Okay. So she was scared of the outside? Okay.
金木犀のいい匂いがした。
That is why she always was walking around in the night, I guess?
背中にじんわりと温かい熱を感じた。私は歩き続ける。これから私はこの世界でプレイヤーとして生きていく。これから私はこのゲームを99回クリアする。これから私は死亡遊戯で飯を食う。
Okay, we see a little bit behind the scenes, I guess. So this was essentially just the introduction. And so she, after graduating middle school, she developed a fear of going out, okay, or being seen, society, one of the many ways. But now, after finishing this game, she was willing to go out in school clothes. Essentially, I don't know why not just normal clothes, but fair enough. And she's trying to win 99 games. And she's playing desk games to put food on the table because this is the title thingy. One step at a time. I started with what I could, and this was the final step. Yeah, here's the point. What did I have to do to survive 99 games?
一つずつ
One step at a time, one step at a time. And this is the final step. So we are not going to find out what your idea is, how to survive 99 games. I'm assuming is that we are supposed to remember that she's more cooperating instead of trying to fight people and trying to get as many people to survive as possible, which seemingly makes everything harder. Imagine this. Not only is this game, you know, a bunch of girls kill each other, yay, now you have a bunch of people who are supposed to dispose of the corpses. I feel like, how is this happening? Who's responsible for this? How is this allowed? Is there no one against it? Is there no investigation going on? Is there some supporters behind the scenes that make it harder to investigate? Is this maybe an open thing? Everyone knows about it. Everyone is like, this is fine. This is allowed. We have like 40 people here taking care of all the bodies. Also, how did she get the eye? I'm assuming that is the eye of her master, because the color. Did she take the eye? Did the game organizers decide, oh, you know what would be funny if she get a old body part of her master? Maybe her master's eye were already fake. Also possible. Which would mean that Yuki's eye... Is it a fake eye? Does she only have one functioning eye, or do they have the technology to fuse a fake eye with her? No. No, 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 no. Good joke, good joke. Yeah, good joke. No, 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 no. No? You can't be serious. You can't be... No, no, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So this would go against the idea that Yuki got her eye, which was my assumption, because same color, makes sense, she dies. It would also, I mean, the murder hobo did say that something is wrong with her insides. So there may be, this may be like an android body. It's essentially just the head. And the rest is fake, maybe? You can't be serious. She did say she's not trusting people, and she's like, Yuki should go a different way. How did she survive? I mean, the murder hobo attacked her, so I have no idea. I mean, if there's a good explanation for this is a nice twist. I give you that. It's a nice twist. But because she needs to hide, essentially, you need to survive 5 days, so it makes the most sense to play dead, essentially. I just don't know. How she survived? I mean, look at her body. Maybe again, maybe it is just the head that is working like normal, and the rest of the body is more or less just fake. But okay, so Yuki did not get the eye. She now has the goal of 99 games. Surprise, she's like, wasn't this her 98th game or so, or 97th? She's close to winning. We still did not really get much information from the outside world. I am a little bit conflicted about the series. I do not like the games because at the beginning we were told 70% survival rate, which the games that they showed us were not true. Also, this was, I believe, just more a rumor between players or something Yuki said, that sometimes there's a way to solve the puzzle without people getting killed or injured. But it's sometimes, or it's more hidden, which also never really came true so far as we know, or we have seen. Essentially, it's a show about girls killing each other, rinse and repeat, which I do not enjoy. I have no problem with that being the main body of the story if we have a little bit more going on. If we find out more about the outside world, why these people are always drawn to these games, I would be totally on board, give them a good reason, and I could, see it a little bit better. But we didn't really get much. Yuki is only doing these games because she's taking the goal of her master. We did not really get much of the backstory of Yuki. She finished middle school. She was scared about being seen, and that is why she is taking part in these games. She doesn't really know why she's drawn to these games. Okay, we don't know how. Is there an organization behind it? Does the nation know? We don't know enough of the outside world to make it more palatable, in my opinion, story-wise. The same with the end scene here, where we had all the characters, which I feel like is just an anime thing, anime only thing. Maybe the novel had other people talking. Again, gonna leave this whole scene out. Apart from that, I like the art style. I find art style is very beautiful, especially whenever we get some close-up shots of the eyes. Very, very nice detailed eyes, very beautifully drawn girls. Animation, most of the time good. They try to have some good fight scenes. I feel like they were most of the time good. A couple times a little bit not working as well. This one was pretty great scene. Her getting up. Yuki not being able to fire the gun, but then turning into a shooter. The biggest weakness I feel like the show has is the story. That is the biggest weakness. Mashiro was, at least a villain that we had a little bit of exposure to. I feel like the story should have revolved around her more. Now she getting introduced. We see maybe a couple of the games with her in it, and then we have the big clash. But instead, it seems like we cycle through people really quickly. They get a little bit of a backstory, then they die. And it's like, okay, why Why not have them stick around a bit longer? Again, I really feel like the story, why is it only girls fighting? One of those things. Why are they always dying? There's so much killing and bloodshed in these games. Apart from the last game, which they did say the last game was more or less a disaster. It shouldn't happen that way. But even the other games, the only one that came close was the first game. No, the game with the dog, where only 2 out of 6 or so died, or 7. But it still is not even the average of the games we saw is not even close to 70%, which makes it's not a good feeling. If they had like 1 or 2 games, quick games where a lot of people survived, then you would have hope. You would have hope. Okay, we could maybe get a little, more. We have more of a chance of surviving instead of just having all these terrible games where people are going to die. Most people are going to die. I feel like there was potential here. I also like that we do shots like these. We play around a little bit with the framing, which I find very nice. That was very well done. Like this one, we have it going down like a theater show. These scenes I really like. I don't know why I like the no face scenes as well. Here we have, whenever the eyes are big, we have nice scenes. I mean, look at this. This looks good. I just don't really like how the story unfolded. Otherwise, it felt like a solid show, which is sad. I feel like there would be a lot more potential if we had more of the world building. And this is one of the problems. It doesn't seem like this world is going to shit. Look at this. This looks normal. Because the whole time I was thinking about maybe the world is bad, people can't find work, people, everything is just worse than it is now. And people then turn into towards these death games because even if the danger is high, win 1 or 2 death games, you have solved your money problems, and you could then live a nice life. But it didn't seem like that. There were a lot of people who were going into these games over and over and over again, which made it seem like the world was a disaster. But it's not. Look at this. This does not look like a disaster. It doesn't look like a world that is where you can't find work, where you can't survive without doing these death games. You should not forget, the games we saw, which is only like 4 or 5, featured how many? Like close to 300 people? We had 30 stumps and I believe 100 or 150 bunnies. So already like 180 people. In the best thing, we had like 50, 60 people again. If I remember correctly, we had like 30 cards. So we had like 50 or 60 people there. Then we had like smaller versions. So there are a lot of people here going into these games. And all of them young girls. And not necessarily young, but all girls. So I wish there would be more of an explanation how this all happens.